Now, ladies and gentlemen, this is Jointdale Records, my Ren tribute. Now, I have got no idea what we're getting into here. I don't know what genre this is. It says beat, so I'm assuming we've got some kind of a remix. I don't know. I don't know what we're getting into, so let's just jump in and find out what's going on.
This ain't just for the fans, this is for the fighters, the broken, the misdiagnosed and misunderstood. This is for every soul who found their reflection in the raw-ass mind of a man called Ren. Because Ren didn't just make music, he exercised pain. He bled into verses and dared us to look. And when we did, we saw ourselves. Hi, Ren. No beat, no fluff. Just a man, a guitar, and his fucking demons. A mental breakdown on display that became a goddamn symphony. He showed us his split mind, the voices that taunt, the ones that lie, and still he rose, grimy, gifted, defiant. He told us, a rising tide lifts all ships. And Ren was the tide, washing through the filth, lifting the broken-hearted, the unheard. The ones living in shadows with stories too heavy to tell. But he told them anyway. Jenny's tale, she just wanted love. But the world gave her Screech, a fucking monster in a hoodie, born from trauma and rage. And Ren, he didn't glamorize it, he showed it. Unfiltered, fucked up, real. Screech's tale was never about violence. It was about what creates it, what births it, what feeds it. Cycles poverty, a system that treats kids like numbers and boys like burdens. Violet's tale, that's heartbreaking, 3 acts. Vengeance, consequence, a bullet with a backstory, the horror of healing too late. Vincent's tale tied it all together. One man trying to hold on to his fucking humanity while the world fed on chaos. That whole trilogy. Shakespeare with grime.
Oh, Shakespeare with grime. Wow, I wasn't expecting this. I was perhaps expecting a sort of musical remix of Ren, like maybe cut up together or something. I didn't know, but I really didn't expect this. Now, Jointdale Records, is this you rapping? Is this your voice we're hearing? I love the flow, I love the words, and it's so great how it's. What's really interesting about this is, obviously we listen to Ren, we hear his music, his lyrics and everything, but the other kind of side of the coin, in a sense, is the receivers of Ren's music and Ren's message and everything, is like the renegades, you know, and the community that's been formed through that, what people appreciate so much about Ren's music. So to hear the renegades kind of... the renegades given voice like this musically back to Ren is really, really special. It's so cool because this is voicing the sentiment that I believe all renegades kind of connect on, you know, and it's what Ren's music does for them. And what Ren's music does is an incredible thing for people, as you say in the song. Like, we see ourselves in it, you know, we see our reflection in it. Whoever has battled with mental health or struggles or whatever it is, Ren has an incredible way with words, an incredible delivery and musicality that it resonates with people, doesn't it? So to kind of to hear that as music in return to Ren's music, I think is really, really powerful and really, really cool. And Ren has got to hear this. I think he's going to absolutely love it. So this wasn't your voice. She's someone who did it for you. You made the beat and the lyrics. Awesome. And I love the beat. The beat, it's like, correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm getting a real East Coast kind of like heavy, old school, sort of kind of 90s style to it. Like really, there's a beefy kick drum and a nice kind of dry snare that really hits, you know. And I think that gives it a lot of weight, you know. It's perfect for it. I think this is incredible. Let's crack on. Let's crack on. These are my initial thoughts.
Tail tied it all together. One man trying to hold on to his fucking humanity while the world fed on chaos. That whole trilogy. Shakespeare with grime, opera with trauma. It's not storytelling, it's a mirror, and we saw ourselves in it. 'Cause Ren knew what it felt like to be the villain in your own mind. He wasn't afraid to rap about seizures, Lyme disease, psychosis, suicidal thoughts. He invited the darkness in, lit a fire and spit bars through the smoke. Sick Boy wasn't a brand, it was a fucking identity. A revolution for the sick, the discarded, the ones who still fight, even when their bodies betray them. You see me as sick, I see me as gifted. That's the energy. Animal flow was primal, beast mode bars with a snarl and a smirk. No chains, no genre, just uncut creativity with teeth. And when he dropped Suicta, he wasn't looking for pity. He was warning us, this is what the mind can do when left to rot alone. He said the word that so many are too afraid to speak. He didn't dance around it, he stabbed it with syllables and made it rhyme. Because fuck silence, fuck stigma. Ren gave voice to the voiceless. I'm not crazy, I'm just tuned differently. Yeah, man. And every out-of-tune soul heard that and finally felt in key. Genesis wasn't a debut, it was a resurrection, a defibrillator to a dead industry, suffocating under fake streams and plastic personalities. Ren brought soul, truth, grit. He didn't spit bars, he confessed sins. He brought the theater, the face paint, the fucking rage. Illest of our time, no lies told. He out-rapped gods while dealing with chronic illness. He wrote classics in a hospital bed while others fake pain for streams. That's why he's different. He's the only artist who could be your therapist, your pastor, your mad genius friend in one fucking track. He built a cult without trying. He gave us a place to cry, scream, laugh, heal. He didn't just rap about pain, he made it art. He didn't just expose trauma, he transcended it. A rising tide lifts all ships. That's what he gave us. Permission to feel, permission to fail, permission to fight back. And when the tide gets rough again and your demons creeping at 3 a.m., remember what he said. Even in the blackest night, music is the light. So yeah, play Ren loud when you're curled on the floor, when the meds stop working, when the world gaslights your reality. Play him when you need to remember that being fucked up doesn't mean being less than. Ren proved that you can be a disaster and a masterpiece at the same fucking time. So from every Jenny Screech, Violet and Vincent, from every sick boy, every twitching, shaking, screaming heart that refuses to stay quiet, thank you, Ren. You didn't save us, you reminded us we could save ourselves.
Wow. That was incredible. And the first thing I've got to say, I've got to echo what Ashley says in the chat here. Everyone, please go and subscribe, go and follow Jointdale Records, and, you know, go and give some love. Check out the original video. I'm gonna hit subscribe now and put a like on that. Beautiful. Yeah, and as Claire says in the chat, it's a renegade manifesto. That's a perfect way to describe what this is. It's it's just, it perfectly articulates the feeling of a whole group, you know, and that's quite a difficult thing to do, because it's something that is very personal to every kind of fan of Ren, I suppose. You know what I mean? Like, everybody has their own personal connection with his music, and I think you've done an amazing job with these words, of writing it in such a way that feels quite universal. In like, I feel that everybody can kind of relate to everything you've said there, and keep their own personal experience attached to that. And I feel that you have successfully represented so many. And honestly, I think that's a really beautiful thing. That's a really amazing thing you've done there. And I think that a lot of people will greatly appreciate the work that you've put into this. And yeah, fair play. I thought that was absolutely awesome. Again, love the beat, that old school. I love the piano. Really emotive. Yeah, great job, great job. Very, very, like, you've got your style, and I love the vocal delivery as well. It's that kind of like aggressive rap, but sort of that kind of punchy delivery, almost kind of spoken word, you know, but like, it really hammers home the message. It's from the heart, you know what I mean? It's really belted from the heart. So yeah, amazing, amazing work. What are we feeling in the chat, everybody? Sam says, I love that line. He didn't save us, he reminded us we can save ourselves. Beautiful. Absolutely my pleasure. My pleasure to react to this, honestly. This was a real treat. Ren's rising tide has lifted so many ships. Thank you for this beautiful tribute. That's it. Helen just subbed to Jointdale Records. Wicked. Everybody follow Helen. Go and subscribe to Jointdale Records. Go and show some love. Be sure to comment on the original video. Yeah. Well done, man. Honestly, I mean it. I mean it. Incredible. That was my Ren tribute, beat by Jointdale Records.